There is a version of this story that most people see, and a version that almost nobody truly understands. The public witnesses compose statements, measured appearances, and calm professionalism in moments of unimaginable personal crisis. But beneath that exterior lies a complex, layered tragedy that cannot be captured in headlines or short clips. What the public admires as strength is only the surface. Behind the camera, a woman's world is collapsing, and her heart is breaking in ways that no viewer can fully perceive. Understanding the depth requires looking beyond the controlled image everyone else sees. Savannah at 54, a life of achievement. At 54, Savannah Guthrie had spent decades building a career and a life of accomplishment. By that age, most people expect the years of effort and sacrifice to finally yield recognition, stability, and fulfillment. Savannah had navigated intense professional pressure, led a major morning show, raised 2 children, and managed public scrutiny with grace. She had achieved what many spend a lifetime striving for. Yet, on February 1st, 2026, everything she had built was overshadowed by a personal catastrophe. Her life, long defined by achievement, was suddenly defined by helplessness and fear for someone she loved above all else. The day everything changed. On that Sunday morning, Savannah's mother's home in Tucson, Arizona, was discovered empty. The sheriff confirmed that 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie had been forcibly taken. From that moment, the word kidnapping attached itself to a woman known to millions only as the mother of someone they trusted. Savannah's life split into 2 tracks: the public, where composure was required, and the private, where fear and uncertainty consumed her. Every statement she made to the world had to be measured and precise, but internally, she faced a parent's worst nightmare: not knowing if her mother would ever return. The first layer, physical risk. The immediate tragedy lies in the physical danger Nancy faced. At 84, she required daily heart medication critical to her survival. Every hour without it put her life at increasing risk. The kidnappers had not only taken a person, but placed a medically vulnerable elderly woman into an unknowable situation. Savannah knew this from the first moment. The knowledge alone could overwhelm most people, yet she functioned. Her ability to continue performing publicly, while fully aware of the life-threatening situation, illustrates both her extraordinary composure and the cruel intensity of her private suffering. The second layer, trained for pressure. Savannah's ability to remain composed is not only strength, it is a reflection of her lifelong conditioning. Raised by a mother who emphasized resilience, self-control, and the suppression of vulnerability, Savannah had internalized these lessons completely. From childhood, she learned that weakness was dangerous, that fear must be managed through performance. By adulthood, these lessons were so ingrained they were part of her identity, guiding every response. Now, in the most painful moment of her life, she relied on this deeply embedded architecture to survive emotionally, even as her mother's life hung in the balance. The public versus private divide. Savannah's crisis exists simultaneously in 2 worlds, public and private. In the public eye, she is composed, articulate, and measured. Cameras capture her professionalism, and millions admire her poise. In private, she is a daughter, grappling with terror and helplessness. She cannot control the situation, cannot predict her mother's safety, and cannot fully allow herself to feel the full weight of her grief. The contrast between these 2 realities creates a unique suffering, one in which excellence itself becomes a source of additional pressure, masking a personal torment that cannot be shared with anyone. The legacy of expectations. The tragedy deepens when considering how Nancy's philosophy shaped Savannah. A lifetime of lessons emphasizing strength over vulnerability, performance over expression, created a pattern where Savannah equated love with achievement. This upbringing, while fostering resilience, also produced a persistent inner question: am I enough? Her accomplishments, public admiration, and daily composure, remarkable as they are, cannot answer this question. The very person who instilled these values is now absent, leaving Savannah to confront lifelong doubts in the most extreme circumstances, revealing the hidden cost of a life trained for relentless strength. The third layer: emotional hunger. Beneath professional achievement and public recognition lies a quieter, deeper hunger. Savannah has spent decades proving herself, excelling, and performing under pressure. Yet an intrinsic question remains: whether she is loved for herself, not her achievements. This hunger is subtle but profound, shaping every decision and emotion. It is the desire for unconditional acknowledgement from the one whose opinion mattered most, her mother. The crisis intensifies this longing, as Nancy, the source of unconditional love, cannot reassure her, leaving the daughter to navigate both terror and a lifetime of unspoken emotional need. The fourth layer: generational bond. The relationship between Nancy and Savannah is central to this tragedy. Nancy's love was real and fierce, but it was expressed through expectation, guidance, and the cultivation of strength. This created a dynamic where love and performance were intertwined. Savannah internalized these lessons fully, producing resilience and success, but also the continuous inner question of adequacy. The kidnapping has not only endangered Nancy physically, but has severed the emotional line that had quietly sustained Savannah for 54 years. The crisis magnifies the absence of the one person capable of providing the reassurance she has sought her whole life. The fifth layer: the weight of identity. Savannah's identity is inextricably tied to the lessons, love, and standards set by her mother. The very skills that allow her to maintain composure under national scrutiny are also a product of that upbringing. She performs brilliantly, yet every performance reinforces the unspoken longing for validation from Nancy. The tragedy is layered. Public admiration masks private agony, success masks emotional longing, and composure masks vulnerability. Savannah's struggle is not a reflection of weakness. It is a testament to the complexity of a life lived in service to others' expectations, while seeking the simplest human reassurance she has rarely received. The deepest tragedy, waiting for 3 words. At the heart of this story is a simple truth. What Savannah needs most is not guidance, performance instructions, or another public gesture of support. She needs 3 words she has longed to hear her entire life: I love you. Not tied to achievement, not as reward or validation, but unconditional, personal, and unwavering. Nancy's absence means that this reassurance, which could quiet decades of inner questioning, is delayed. The greatest sorrow lies in the timing. The one person who could affirm her worth is precisely the one she cannot reach right now. The lesson of love and vulnerability. This tragedy illuminates a profound truth about love, expectation, and human resilience. Strength, composure, and achievement are visible and celebrated, but the invisible needs, the desire for unconditional love, for reassurance, remain quietly unfulfilled. Savannah embodies the paradox of a life defined by performance, capable and admired, yet privately longing for the affirmation that could make all external validation unnecessary. It is a reminder that human strength is often both a shield and a weight, and that even the most remarkable individuals carry private sorrows invisible to the world. Conclusion: bringing Nancy home. The story is both public and private, immediate and lifelong. The kidnapping is a physical crisis, yet it also magnifies decades of emotional longing and questions left unanswered. The hope is simple: that Nancy returns safely, and when she does, that she speaks the words Savannah has been seeking her whole life: I love you. The tragedy of Savannah Guthrie at 54 is profound, not only for the immediate danger, but for the lifelong yearning it has amplified. When those words are finally spoken, it will mark not just relief, but the quiet healing of a daughter's soul.